So what we're going to do today is talk to Matt, the mortgage guy, because again, CPI headline at 4.9 means we have 10 months of negative readings. I do think the next 4 months are rather layups to go lower. We have two large base effects. We have housing rolling over as far as inflation. So I think there's at least a decent chance to be sub 4% by the September reading, which is August data. So this has to be good for mortgage rates. We have seen a crazy spread of 313 basis points. So, Mr. Matt, the mortgage guy, what's going on? What are you seeing in rates? What's Barry Habib saying? Are we going to get sub 6 by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, that's my opinion. For a lot of mortgage folks that follow Barry Habib or other mortgage folks that are just tracking CPI as kind of the main thing to track that's going to point interest rates down. One, it's heading down, and two, I think it's not doing too much too fast, which is something that I like. If it would have came in at 4.7, you know, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know, then they start talking about rate cuts towards the end of the year, and it's too much too fast, which again, people probably would get excited about a 5.5% interest rate. I'm not, because I know the 100 people I have pre-approved already competing against 8 and 10 offers. The last thing I want is more people fishing in the same pond with limited fish. There's only so many homes for sale. And so a lot of folks see this as the start of more good news with inflation. And like you said, a big part of this inflation number is shelter. If you look at, you know, the roller coaster, I think you talked about the roller coaster. We've got a couple good months that can't help but show shelter costs coming down, which is going to pull down that inflation number. Mortgage rates are going to follow inflation. And then the other thing you mentioned, 30-year fixed at roughly 6.5, the 10-year treasury at roughly 3.5, that 300 basis point spread, not natural, not normal. Once volatility calms down and that comes back down to 2%, all these things are forces that push mortgage interest rates down. I'm, you know, here saying, like I said last time, I just don't want them to come down too fast, too quick, right? Like too much, too fast would not be good. It would push demand. And so slow but steady, get us to 5.75, 5.875 by the end of 23. I'm cool with that. I just don't want 5.5% too much from now, which we won't get, right? Like this stuff happens slow, like most things in real estate, where the next reading is going to show, you know, inflation comes down a little bit more. It's positive towards rates.